Hey everyone, this is Dawn and welcome back to my channel. So I am coming on to share my final projects for the collaboration with Sybil B at the hashtag Autumn in August. And of course I have really enjoyed this. It keeps me crafting a little ahead of the season that we're in. And of course it's always fun to craft along with friends. So hello Sybil. So let me go ahead and share my first project. Now I have shared a few of my hashtag Crafty Dares projects, which are on Instagram with a few friends over there. We're a small group and we are hosted by Tina at Tell Him Thank You. And we are given 3 prompts by someone in the group. And this week we were supposed to make a stamped postcard, a fall baking theme or autumn, and no stickers. So I stamped my postcard, and then I used like a background with some kitchen utensils on it. This little piece here I am thankful for. Found a little cooking image here. I punched this out, a little pie, did my little cancellation mark, added some little dots there to make it a little more realistic, added 25 cents there. I did not decorate the front, I did just cover it with this acorn paper. So this group is hosted by Tina at Tell Him Thank You. Hello Tina. So that was one of my fall projects. And then I did a covered composition notebook. So I found this in my stash, this Hello Pink Autumn. I think I must have purchased this last year or two. I had it in something out of the way in some of these storage bags, and I was like, oh, I did not realize I had this. I've also got the 4x6 journaling cards with it, but I did use just a composition notebook, and I just covered the front of it in this gorgeous paper. I used this plaid on the back, and then I edged the side of it with some wide ribbon here. I got this at Michael's a little while back. I think it was on sale. Yeah, it's the Celebrated. It's wired, and I used purple and a pink, and I wasn't sure that I wanted to use this purple, but I think I have said it a few times. I've really been envisioning purple and plum colors in my fall autumn crafting, so that is what I did, and I think that came out really pretty. It says Grateful Hearts here, and again I just used this plaid on the back, and I just used some fabric glue and just covered the front. I might go back and do the inside, but that's what I have for now. So I really love how this turned out. And then I created 3 cards. Let's see, here's my first card. I did not do anything on the insides of these as of yet, but I just decorated the card front. Now this one here, I used this Authentique, sadly is no longer in business, but I have this Splendor fall pad, and it's got some cut aparts here in the back, and on these I used my leaf punch here, and I used this polka dot here. And then I've got some of these Brutus Monroe creative cards. I don't know what the name of this is, but fun images. And I used this camping image with this little boy and little girl here. But just to give you a quick idea of some of these cards, loving the fall. I'm loving these creative cards. I think they're card toppers. These are like 3x4 size. And then I also have some by Whimsy, which are larger, which I ended up not utilizing these, but I think these are something like Grateful or something like that that are much larger. I ended up not creating with these just yet, but I'm really loving these card toppers. So that's what I utilized to make this card. So I've got the background paper. I did edge it in a brown cardstock. But I love, look at her little image, her little facial features here. So I did trim this down just a little bit, and then I backed it with some of that brown cardstock. That was one of the little cut aparts, autumn paints and colors that summer has never seen. Added 2 of those punched leaves and a few enamel dots. And that is my first card. And then my next card here is this Hello Pumpkin. And I think I shared this on my intro video where I was just pulling out some products that I would like to use. This is a Planner Society. Yeah, Planner Society by Christy Tomlinson. I don't know if she designed the stamp or not, but I've had it for a long time. I picked it up on eBay a while back. So I utilized her, and I just colored her with some alcohol markers on some like mixed media background paper. And then I used this Brutus Monroe, this very detailed pumpkin, hello pumpkin. And oh, I gotta find the words, probably still attached to the stamping block. But I love the detail of these pumpkins, and I stamped them in the sienna color. And she, of course, is my focal point. I feel like I would have liked this a little better for myself if I had added twine, kind of going more towards the rustic feeling. But I ended up using this brown velvet ribbon from Hobby Lobby. You've seen this over in the crafty section. Of course, you can always get it when they go on sale, but I love the shades of the velvet here. I love velvet ribbon. So that is the ribbon that I utilized here. Again, it's just a card front. Oh, I did stamp the pumpkin on the inside. So that is my second card. So cute. And then last but not least, again, talking about the plum colors, I created this card. Again, it's like on a maybe a caramel color cardstock, and I layered like a deep plum cardstock. And then this paper came from this Hobby Lobby pad, Earthy Pink. I love the tones in here. This is not a traditional fall pad by any stretch of the imagination, but I am really liking these tones. Again, for fall, I used this die cut by Rubbernecker, Kitty Craft by Rubbernecker, 5301-03D coneflower die. I know I got this at one of the expos I went to. Great die, and I actually ended up die cutting it from the same plum cardstock that I used, and then I just colored the centers here with a black marker, and then I did just do some dots on the insides with a gold paint pen and a white pen, just for a little detail. I did add a little bit of ink to give a little dimension. It's very, very subtle on the deep plum colored flowers. Actually, I just took this little ink cube and just kind of dashed it on top of the petals here, and I really love how that turned out. I was going to do it the original, but the plum color popped so much more, but this I actually punched out of one of like these marbled ink kind of papers. This is actually one of the newer pads from Michael's that I picked up recently, the dark ink. So it's one of those, but yeah, if you don't have time to go and use your inks or whatnot, you can die cut those out of those marbled papers. So I'm going to use this, of course, on something else, but I like the deepness of these plum colors here. So these are my 3 cards for the week, along with my little postcard, and then, of course, my little composition notebook. Thank you so much, Sybil, for hosting this wonderful collaboration. I always enjoy participating, and make sure you check out Sybil. Her channel will be linked in the description box below. Would love it if you give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one.